Good evening, students. So, how are you guys? So welcome back again to next class of auditing. Now, in the current session and in the session day after tomorrow, we shall be studying about this chapter, entirely new chapter, chapter 12. That is audit of banks. So, guys, this is so vast a topic that it would not possible for you to understand all its pros and cons at the intermediate level. So please try to confine yourself to what is in your syllabus, what is in your module, and try to understand some basic things, ideas about how banking works and how the operations of bank are reflected in the financial statements of a bank, in the balance sheet of bank, in the profit and loss of a bank. So we are concerned with this as per your syllabus, and we shall be laying more stress on the audit of advances, as it is very important part of this chapter. So instead of covering the chapter as it appears in your module, so first of all I will try to explain some things which would come recurringly in this chapter again and again, some terms before we proceed to read from your module. So these terms which I am going to explain to you, these are also part of your syllabus and are included in your module. But for the time being, you may not refer to your module. When I will ask you to refer to your module, only then you start referring. Okay. Yes, audit of banks doing practical is very much interesting. Yes, when you will be joining your articleship, guys, then you will be going to banks for audit, and you will be able to correlate many things. So, but my point, students, is that in your over enthusiasm, in your over excitement, please do not lose yourself into maze of information and irrelevant questions, because as I have already told you that at intermediate level it is not possible to do justice to this chapter. So you have to understand some basic things. Okay. So guys, tell me, we start with the basic question. What is business model of a bank? Yes, guys, can you tell what is business model of a bank? What are the operations of a bank? What does it do? You go to bank many times in a year. What is the main function of bank and how it earns profits? Can anybody tell? Yes, because if this basic funda is clear to you, then you will be able to correlate the things in a better way. Yes, guys, just do not search in your module. Nobody is going to give credit for that. Just make your own intelligent guess. What is the main purpose of a bank? And how does it generate profit for it? What functions does it perform? So bank performs a lot of functions, but I am asking about the core functions. What are the core functions of a bank? By the mechanism of which it generates profit. Yes, any intelligent guesses? Do not, guys, do not refer to module. Do not refer to module and try to copy and paste from there. Yes, some mails have come accepting deposits and lending funds. Yes, depositing and lending. Yes. Good evening, Priyanka. Yes, Alok, you have written lending. Yes. This is the core function of the bank. So, what does a bank do? It accepts deposits from the public. Okay. And lends this money to the public, to industry, okay, to trade, okay, to farmers, for exporters. So virtually every kind of loans banks are giving, but from where does this money come from? What is the main source of this money? So they are accepting the money from public. So how does a bank accept money from the public? So how does a bank accept money from the public? So guys, this is in form of deposits, which we call in banking language as deposits. Okay. So all of you, every one of you must be having saving account, haven't you? Saving account with some branch of a bank where you are depositing your some savings. Okay. Similarly, there are current accounts. Current account means like a company or a firm or a proprietorship concern or any other entity, it can maintain a account with the bank to carry out its routine business transactions. भैया कस्टमर से पेमेंट आएगी, सप्लायर्स को पेमेंट करनी है, तो दे नीड अकाउंट. So this is called as current account. And saving account is it is not for business purpose, it is for individuals. Okay, so like I am having a saving account with say XYZ bank. You would also be having a saving account where you deposit some money, some gifts received from your parents, okay, or your those of you who have joined articles, probably their stipend would be being deposited in the saving accounts. So these are all in nature of deposits. And besides that, there is one more important kind of deposits, which we call in banking as term deposits. Term deposits means that deposits are fixed for a certain period of time. Like say if I am having surplus funds with me, and instead of these lying in saving account, okay, I make an term deposit, which we normally call as FD. In general language, in common language, we call it as FD, fixed deposits. Because why? Fixed deposits carries a better rate of interest than amounts lying in saving account. Say in saving accounts, you might be getting interest rate of 2-3%, whereas in fixed deposit, you would be getting around 6% per annum, depending upon the period you choose to keep the money. Okay. So saving account deposits, current account deposits, these are demand deposits. Okay. These are demand deposits, withdrawable. They can be withdrawn at any time. Say if I am having funds of rupees 2 lakhs lying in my saving account, so I can withdraw the funds at any moment without paying any extra charges. So these are payable on demand. So term deposits are when I make commitment to the bank that these funds would be there with you, say for a period of 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever it is. If I withdraw earlier, these are withdrawable earlier also. But if I withdraw earlier, then I would have to pay some loss of interest. Okay. So Prabhat, there is no interest on current deposits. You have to be very clear that businesses which are maintaining current account for carrying out routine business transaction, there is no interest on them. There is a small amount of interest on saving accounts just to promote saving habits in the communities at large. But in current accounts, the bank does not pay any interest. The bank does not pay any interest. Yes, recurring deposits are also a form of deposits. Okay. So is it clear? So these are the source of funds of banks. So what do and these sources are not coming for free except current accounts. So bank is paying interest to the customers on term deposits. Bank is paying interest to customers on saving accounts, but on current accounts, bank is not paying anything. Okay, so these form part of interest cost. So this is one of the major expenditures in bank, interest on deposits. Interest on deposits. Okay, one of the main items of profit and loss account in a bank is interest on deposits. That is a major cost. And how do banks function then? With this money, they lend to various sectors. Okay, so they would be lending to, say, students for education loan. Okay, they would be lending in form of term loans. Say you want to buy a car, so in banking language it is known as term loan which is repayable for 3 years or more than 36 months. Okay, so bank lends to industry. पैसा कैसे चलेगा, सॉरी काम कैसे चलेगा? Industry needs funds. The promoters do not have so huge funds to meet their working capital requirements. So who lends to them? Bank lends to them. To agriculture, farmers need funds. Okay, to small scale industries, to SME sectors, small scale industries. Yes, Siddhant, non-demand deposits is not term used in banking parlance. The term used is term deposits. So either there are demand deposits and another category is term deposits. Okay. So is that clear? So how does bank earn profit, guys, then? So students, you have to understand that bank would be paying interest to its customers, say at lower rate. Say the average rate at which banks pay to the customers might come to say 5.5%. For example, I'm saying, okay, but from the trade industry or from the people to whom the bank has lent money, the bank is charging average rate of interest of say 9% per annum. For example, okay. So this spread, this difference between 9% and 5.5%, this spread, from this comes the profit of the bank. And it is from this spread that bank meets its all establishment costs and all administrative expenses. Okay, salaries, perks to employees, office expenses. So all these expenses, computer expenses, all repair and maintenance expenses, all these expenses are meant by are met through this spread. Okay, is that clear? So this is how a bank functions. Basic thing you have to understand, that the bank earns its income by accepting deposits at a low rate and lending money at a higher rate, in a very simple layman terms, without any difficulty. Okay. Okay, guys, is that clear? So therefore, students, obviously advances constitute a major portion of the assets of the bank. Okay, because in the bank's balance sheet, guys, on one side there would be capital, deposits and other liabilities. Okay, and here there would be fixed assets and advances, other current assets. So broadly, so these two items, deposits and advances, these constitute bulk of the deposits, constitute major portion of the liabilities side of the bank, and advances constitute major portion of the asset sides of the balance sheet of a bank. So clear, guys? So therefore, it becomes very important for an auditor to adopt an approach for audit of advances. Okay, because it is the public money which is lent to the trade, to the industry, or to the other persons. So audit of advances is very, very important. So fine enough, guys. Is that okay? So before we start about audit of advances, students, we shall learn few terms which are associated with advances. Which are associated with advances. These terms are there in your module also, but I am going to explain this beforehand, so that when we come to your module for studying the topic of advances, uh, your link is not broken. So that you have already understood those terms, so you are not confused and you can understand the things properly. So one term is, guys, is funded facility, and another term is non-funded facility. Now, what is the meaning of these two terms and what is the difference between funded facility and non-funded facility? So say, guys, you suppose suppose Dinyansh wants to buy a car. Okay, so he goes to bank and submits application for buying a car. Okay, so the bank would be actually disbursing money to the dealer from whom Dinyansh is going to purchase the car. The bank would be making the payment. The funds would be actually transferred. Okay. And a loan would be created in the name of, say, Dinyansh. Okay. So that loan is asset of the bank. So the bank has lent money and that is asset of the bank. The bank has to get back its money. Okay, so here in funded facility, the actual transfer of money takes place. There is transfer of money. It is not contingent. The bank has paid money to the dealer from whom car is going to be purchased, and this constitutes an asset for the bank, which somebody who has taken a loan, he has to pay back along with interest. It's as simple as that. So it is funded facility. Okay, so similarly you take example of housing loan. When somebody needs money for building a house, then actually bank transfers money to the account of that person. Okay, so it is an example of funded facility. Okay, and what is non-funded facility? Now you will say, क्या ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि कोई फैसिलिटी में पैसे ट्रांसफर नहीं किए गए और फिर भी वो फैसिलिटी है, क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी है? Yes, it happens. It is called non-funded facility. So non-funded facility के example है students, like letter of credit, bank guarantee. Say, I will explain you with the help of example. Say, I want to import something for my business from, say, South Korea. Okay, so the Korean supplier, he doesn't know me. So how he would be sure that I would pay to him when he sends the goods? So either he will say send the money in advance, only then I will send you the goods. So the mechanism is letter of credit. So what I will do, I will approach my bank and ask him and ask the bank to issue a letter of credit, which we call in banking language in short form as LC. Okay. So LC, when we say LC, LC is a document basically. So the bank undertakes upon itself the liability to pay if the customer does not pay. Okay. So when the LC reaches the South Korean supplier, the South Korean supplier knows that this LC is issued by a bank and it would be honored that he would be getting payment for goods supplied. If he supplies the goods in accordance with the terms of LC, then nobody can stop his payment. Okay. So now suppose if the customer who has received the goods, the Indian customer who has received the goods, okay, he does not make a payment on the time. Okay, so what would happen? तो बैंक को तो पेमेंट करनी है. So we say that LC has devolved upon the bank. Now in that case, LC would devolve upon the bank क्योंकि पार्टी ने टाइम पे अपनी कमिटमेंट पूरी नहीं की और जो उसको करनी थी. So LC has devolved upon the bank. Okay, so this devolvement is contingent. It might occur or not occur. So फंड्स कब बैंक को ट्रांसफर करने पड़े? अगर इस पार्टी का डिफॉल्ट है तो, इंडियन पार्टी का डिफॉल्ट है तो. ओके, सो this type of facility is non-funded facility. This type of facility is called as non-funded facility. Similarly, bank guarantee. Say banks issue guarantee for various things. Say I want to import goods again, say from South Korea, and I want to avail concessional rate of custom duty under some scheme of the government of India. Okay, on the condition that I would be making meeting some obligations later on. Okay, so the customs would insist that bring a bank guarantee from the bank, that if you do not meet your obligations, then the customs authorities would be invoking that bank guarantee. So in that case also, there would be liability upon the bank to pay, and funds would need to be transferred to the customs authorities. So there is also a contingency that funds might need to be transferred. Okay, so these type of facility are called as non-funded facilities. These kind of facilities are also called as non-funded facilities. Now, Balvinodhini, you are asking on what basis letter of credit is issued by bank. Obviously, bank would be taking security. It would be taking margin. Say, अगर बैंक ने 1 करोड़ रुपए की LC इशू करनी है, if the bank is to issue LC of 1 crore, the bank might insist that you keep 25% as deposit in our bank as a security. Only then we will be issuing. So banks also issue LC to their regular customers, basically, who are having other securities with them in form of immovable properties, etc. So otherwise, they might be demanding to a new person 100% security. Okay. Now, Pritika, can locker facility be non-funded? No, 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 Pritika. You are understanding in very wrong terms. Locker facility is not any kind of credit facility first. फंडेड और नॉन फंडेड की तो बात तभी आएगी जब वो फैसिलिटी क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी होगी. अगर बैंक ने लोन दिया है, लॉकर इज जस्ट ए फैसिलिटी टू कीप योर वैल्यूएबल्स. इट इज ए सर्विस. इट इज नॉट ए क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी. You keep your valuables, jewelry or important papers in the locker and bank charges rent for that. It's as simple as that. Bank provides you a safe and secure place to keep your valuables, and they are charging service charges. They are collecting locker rent. Is that clear to you, Pritika? So it is not a credit facility. While when we are talking about funded facility and non-funded facilities, we are talking about loans. We are talking about credit. Okay. No, debit card and credit card can be no, these are not non-funded facilities. Credit card में तो actual पैसा देना है उसको. डेबिट कार्ड में ऑलरेडी पैसा है, तो इसमें डेबिट कार्ड में हाउ when you use debit card then money is already in your account. So how credit has been given? It is already when you have money in your account, only then you will be able to use your debit card. Okay, so these two terms are clear to you: funded facility and non-funded facility. And another term, guys, is in context of loans granted by banks. So students, you have to understand that there are various types of loans granted by banks. So broadly, you can classify into three heads: term loans, cash credits, overdrafts, and loans repayable on demand. Bills purchased and discounted. Now, Prabhat, you are saying pledge is non-funded facility. Prabhat, you are wrong. You are knocking at wrong doors. अभी जब हम pledge पे आएंगे तो बात करेंगे. Jyoti is asking credit means giving loans. In the context of banking, we say credit means giving loans. When I say that this credit decision of branch manager is not proper, it means that branch manager has given loan to somebody and his decision is not proper. So understand simply. Okay. So Sharan Krishnan, I have already answered about debit cards. So what are term loans? So term loans are loans, say, which are repayable in usually in more than 36 months, more than 3 years. Like say when you purchase a car, okay, there you have to pay installments plus interest. So it is a kind of term loan. When suppose a business purchases a machinery, okay, and takes loan from bank for purchase of machinery, again it is a kind of term loan. Okay, or a company wants to say build its plant building. Okay, it wants to invest rupees 5 crore for construction of the building. So it approaches the bank and bank says sanctions rupees 3 crore of loan against building. It is also example of term loan. Okay, and what are cash credits, overdrafts, and loans repayable on demand? And what do we mean by bills purchased and discounted? Okay, so now we will see this. So what are cash credits, overdrafts, ODs I am writing, overdrafts and loans repayable on demand? So guys, you understand that for a business to run, it needs what? It needs money for meeting its day-to-day expenditure. Day-to-day expenditure. What is this day-to-day expenditure? It is its working capital requirements. You already know what are working capital requirements, because say in case of a manufacturing company, the company would be needing money for purchase of raw material. It would be needing money for payment of wages. Okay, it would be needing money for paying electricity bills, which might be of huge amounts. So all the company cannot invest this money by way of its own capital. It involves huge lay of funds. So what do they do? They approach the bank to give them, to sanction them credit facilities in nature of cash credits. In India, we call it as cash credits or loan repayable on demand. So these cash credit, in banking language, we call these as CC accounts. CC accounts, cash credit accounts. So it is a running account. So I'll show you how it operates so that you get a better perspective. Cash credit accounts. Say guys, I am a small business. Say I am a trader. We take a simple example. I am a trader and I have got cash credit limit sanctioned. Cash credit limit sanctioned from branch of a bank, say of rupees 50 lakhs. So what does this mean? It means that I can use funds at any time up to rupees 50 lakhs. So what would the bank do? The bank would open an account in my name. Say if my name is XYZ Traders. Okay, I am a proprietorship concern. So the bank would open this cash credit account in their books. Okay, say my sanction limit is 50 lakhs. So I want to make purchases. So say I have to make payment for purchasing the stocks. So I would issue a check of 10 lakh. So in bank books, there would be a debit balance of 10 lakhs. I further need purchase of stocks. I issue a check of 5 lakhs. So in bank books, the debit balance would be 15 lakhs. So say meanwhile, I also managed to do some sales and customers pay me. Say 4 lakh payment comes. So my debit balance is reduced by 4 lakhs. So now debit balance is 11 lakhs. Say further payment come of 1 lakhs and my debit balance is 10 lakhs. So now I again want to make further purchases or for meeting expenditure of business. I have to make payment for salaries to staff. Say I issue checks of various amounts of 1 lakh. So again my balance goes to 11 lakh. So this way, it is a running account, which we call it as cash credit account or overdraft account. Which we call it as cash credit account and overdraft account. Yes, it is a funded facility. It is a funded facility. Now, Kushal Daga, what you are asking, I am unable to understand. When will live class full schedule release? I think it is released on a monthly basis. Okay. So, Dinyash, cash credit and overdraft limit. These are generally interchangeable terms. Cash credit and cash credit limit and overdraft limit is generally used in banking language interchangeably. Okay. So you understand, guys, what is cash credit, and the bank is applying monthly interest on this cash credit account. This has also to be paid by trader XYZ. Yes, Alok, you can say that for easy understanding. So you understand cash credit accounts, overdraft accounts, and loans repayable on demand. So these are all cash credit accounts and overdraft accounts are loans repayable on demand. There is no fixed repayment period in which I have to pay. Say at one point of time, my loan account balance is 10 lakhs. On another day, it is 15 lakhs. And on another day, it is 11 lakhs. It has been reduced. And on another day, it is 10 lakhs. So it is a running account. And my interest burden, my interest cost is also dependent upon the days, number of days I am using the funds. Say I would not have to pay interest on whole 50 lakhs of loan sanctioned. Say if I utilize rupees 10 lakh, so for the number of days, the balance in my account would be 10 lakhs. Interest would be levied by the bank on 10 lakhs. And the number of days my balance in my CC account is 15 lakhs. The bank would be levying interest on 15 lakhs. So clear, guys? So this is cash credit overdraft account. Now, what do we mean by bill purchased and discounted? Say, students, if a company or entity has sold some goods to a buyer, okay, and say buyer is to make payment after 90 days, then the company can go to the bank along with the invoice and along with other related papers saying that this payment has to come from the buyer after 90 days. So can you purchase this bill? Can you discount this bill? So the banks would purchase that bill, discount that bill after collecting interest and charges. So again, this would appear in the balance sheet of bank as an asset under the head advances, bills purchased and discounted. So guys, when in case of export trade, this method of discounting is hugely popular. Say when you are exporting goods, when you are exporting goods, say my company is selling, say, garments, ready-made garments to US. Okay. And I have exported the goods. I have made the shipments. I have documents in my hand. All the documents, custom documents. These are all in my hand. And I approach the bank to purchase the bills, to discount the bills, because the payment might come after 90 days or say 180 days. So, but I need funds for meeting what? For meeting my working capital requirements. Otherwise, these funds would be locked where? In as debtors. These funds would be locked as debtors in my books. But I need early money. I want money. So I approach my bank and request them to grant me to discount my bills. So the bank discounts the bill, the bank purchases the bills, collects the interest and also the charges. So when bank has purchased the bills, it is, and he has given you the money, then this is also a credit facility, and it is a form of funded facility. Here the bank has actually given you the money. Okay. So this is what we mean by bills purchased and discounted. Yes, securities are needed for every loan. So we'll be coming to security point also. Securities are needed. Banks, quick clean, students, you have to understand, banks do not provide clean loans, very rarely, and that to very blue chip customers. They do not provide as a part of bank's lending policy. They always keep security. The security may be in the form of immovable property, it may be in the form of deposits or any other type of security. So without security, the banks do not lend. Prabhat, your question is incomplete. You are asking what is the difference between current account and nothing again you are saying. So Sharan Krishnan, again you are asking cash credit is a guarantee account. No. How it is a guarantee account? It is a loan repayable on demand. So guys, abhi aap jo hai, what I am trying to explain to you, please try to understand this and do not run here and there in your modules searching for this term and that term. So उसका इफेक्ट ये होगा कि जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूं आप वो भी नहीं समझ पाएंगे. You will not be able to understand that. Module you can read anytime. We would also be reading module. Okay. So term loan, I have told you the loans which are repayable after a certain period, say after 36 months. Say if my car loan is repayable in 4 years, it is a term loan. Okay. Cash credit account is not a term loan. It is a running account. It is repayable on demand. It may so happen that at one day my balance in cash credit account is 10 lakhs and on another day it is just 1 lakh. And after 1 month, it again becomes 15 lakhs. Okay. So cash credit account is a loan, a loan repayable on demand. Okay. There is no fixed repayment schedule. There is no fixed repayment schedule. प्रणव, फिर मैंने कहा था आप इतनी दूर आगे मत जाइए, विजय माल्या और नीरव मोदी पे मत जाइए, अभी वो आपका समझना बहुत दूर का है. ओके. अगर आप इसी में उलझ जाओगे तो अभी आप कुछ नहीं समझ पाओगे. Now, Prabhat, yes, you are asking what is the difference between current account and cash credit account. Now, Prabhat, cash credit account is a form of loan. Where the bank has actually lent money to the business, whereas current account is a deposit. Here the bank is not lending money. Here the neither the bank is giving you interest. It is a form of deposit. अगर आपके current account में पैसे होंगे, if you have money in your current account, then your check will be honored. Then your check will be passed. You do not have any facility to draw against if there is no balance in your current account. Say if the balance in your current account is 5 lakh rupees and you issue a check of 10 lakh, the check will fail. The bank is not going to honor that check. However, if you are having a CC account, you are having a cash credit account, and you have been sanctioned cash credit of 10 lakhs, okay, then you have availed, say, CC of 2 lakhs already. So you can further issue a check of 8 lakhs for the balance amount of 8 lakhs. Okay. Sharan, cash credit accounts would appear on the asset side of the bank in the context of balance sheet of a bank. These would appear on the asset side, but in the books of the company or in the books of trader, it would appear on liability side. Because if I am availing a cash credit facility, it is a liability for me. It is a liability for my company. But for purpose of bank, it is an asset. So clear? So clear to you? Is that clear to you, Sharan, Krishnan? So students, another thing is, yes, Piyush. Piyush has asked a good question. Piyush has asked, in cash credit account, can we have credit balance? Yes. Say, if the money deposited in cash credit account is more than the limit sanctioned, then the balance is credit. Then bank would not charge any interest on that balance which remains there. If there is a credit balance in my cash credit account, then for the number of days the balance remains in credit, bank would not charge an interest. So that is the benefit of a cash credit account. Yes, Abdul, for the trader or for the company, loans repayable on demand would appear under the head short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowings and not under long-term borrowings, because these are loans repayable on demand at any time. So these are by very nature short-term borrowings, whereas term loans are long-term borrowings. Okay, because term loans by their very definition are repayable in longer period after 36 months. So clear to you, Abdul? Now students, now we come to other terms which are associated with advances. So students, I have told you that that when bank lends money to a customer, to a company, to a student, to a to a farmer, for agriculture, or for any damn thing, the bank takes a security. क्योंकि ऐसे तो अगर बैंक क्लीन लोन बांटने लग गया तो बैंक तो सारे डूब जाएंगे. So again, Uday, Vishwakarma, all these terms you are asking from module. When we will come there, we will discuss. I have been telling you from the beginning. Here I am just trying to explain the basic things. Okay. अगर आप इसको ध्यान से नहीं सुनोगे तो आपको कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा बैंक ऑडिट में. जीरो, बिल्कुल जीरो, कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा. I am explaining to you those things which form crux, which forms base of this chapter. Okay, नहीं तो आपको इसमें कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा. आप irrelevant इतनी टर्म्स हैं जो आप करते रह जाओगे, लेकिन आपको उसका ना तो एग्जाम में बेनिफिट होगा, ना आपको कुछ प्रैक्टिकली समझ में आएगा. So the bank takes a security. Say if I say if a company is sanctioned cash credit facility from a bank, say of 50 lakhs. Now the bank has sanctioned cash credit facility of 50 lakhs to a company. Okay, for meeting its working capital requirements. For meeting its working capital requirements. So what are working capital requirements? Say purchase of stocks. Okay. So, and bank has also kept a security of, say, residential house of the one of the directors of the company. उसने कहा 50 लाख तो दे रहे हैं आपको, जो है ये आपका स्टॉक्स के अगेंस्ट है और सीसी लिमिट है, और आप अपना रेजिडेंशियल हाउस जो है उसकी सिक्योरिटी रखिए बैंक में. से रेजिडेंशियल हाउस की वैल्यू 1 करोड़ है एज्यूम. ओके. तो स्टूडेंट्स, बैंकिंग लैंग्वेज में दो टर्म्स आती हैं. वन इज प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी एंड अनदर इज कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी. नाउ व्हाट इज primary security and what is collateral security here in this example? Can you tell guys? Primary security क्या है और collateral security कौन सी है इसमें? Yes students, tell me. The bank has sanctioned a cash credit limit of 50 lakhs to a company for meeting its working capital requirements. Say for purchase of stocks against the security of stocks, and the bank has also kept residential house of one of the directors of the company as a security. So इसमें primary security कौन सी है और collateral security कौन सी, बताइए. Yes students, tell me, waiting for your answers. Yes, quickly students, this chapter is very lengthy and but we have been allotted only two lectures, so we have to, so that is why I am trying to explain to you basic things, basic which form which are very fundamental for understanding of this chapter. No, I am Alok, you are asking collateral bank can sell. वो तो ठीक है, that you have understood the meaning. What is the primary security and what is the collateral security? Yes, Jyoti, you have answered correctly. Uday, you have also answered correctly. Primary security stocks. Primary security stock and collateral security is residential house. Yes, others have also answered it correctly. All of you, Siddhant, Gaurav, all others. So the security against which funds have been lent by the banks, it is called as primary security. And the security which is not primary security, which the bank has taken for meeting any eventuality, it is known as collateral security. Like in this case, the primary security stocks. It is the main purpose for which loans have been granted. Loans have been granted against the security of stock, for purchase of stocks, because the company would be maintaining a certain level of stocks at all times. So it is against the security of stocks that loan has been granted. So this is called as primary security. And collateral security is, say the say party डूब जाती है, the customers are not making payment to the party, and the party is unable to pay interest or to liquidate its cash credit account. Then what would bank have? The bank would have the papers pertaining to residential house, which it can sell to recover its debts. Okay, so you understand difference between primary security and collateral security. Clear? So similarly, say you a company purchases a machinery and it purchases machinery by getting a term loan from bank. So, and residential house is also kept as security. So machinery against the asset, against the security for which the term loan has been granted, it would be known as primary security. And this residential house or factory land and building, whatever it may be, it would be collateral security. Okay. So guys, now we come to how security is created. We come to topic of how security is created, mode of creation of security. अगर कंपनी लिक्विडेट हो रही है तो वो तो पहले ही वो बेच खाएगा प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी, तो पार्टी ने पहले ही बेच दी होगी, उसके पास स्टॉक थोड़ा होगा, कोई कंपनी बंद हो रही है तो। प्रभात, हाउ सिक्योरिटी इज क्रिएटेड, व्हाट इज मोड ऑफ क्रिएशन ऑफ सिक्योरिटी? नाउ Sharan Krishnan, again you are getting confusing. You are asking how machinery is a primary security. Why machinery is not a primary security? I am purchasing machine for my company. My company is purchasing a machine by getting a term loan from bank. The term loan has been provided by the bank for purchase of machinery. So the asset for which loan funds have been provided by the bank is the primary security, is the main security against which loan has been granted. Collateral is some sort of additional for meeting eventuality. Okay, Sharan, is that clear? So how security is created? So security is created legally, guys. There are legal ways. There are legal ways of creating security. There is proper documentation done on stamp paper. There are different terms of creation of different type of securities. So we will quickly understand few terms. One is mortgage. One is mortgage. So what is mortgage? Mortgage you can understand, say say in the previous example, when the residential house of the director of the company is taken as a security, the director mortgages his house with the bank. So how does he do? He deposits title deeds. He deposits original title deeds of the house. He goes to the bank at the when documentation is taken place, then he yes, residential house would be collateral security, Abdul. So he would deposit original title deeds and he would sign on the relevant documents. Okay. So this is one form of creation of securities. This is called as mortgage. And mortgage is again of two kinds. Mortgage is again of two kinds. One is registered mortgage and another is equitable mortgage. So the example I told you regarding deposit by creating mortgage by way of deposit of title deed is an example of equitable mortgage by depositing just by simply depositing title deeds and signing the agreement. He creates an equitable mortgage. Okay, and registered mortgage is, you can understand this much only, that it requires registration and other formalities. Registration with the local registrar and other formalities. Okay, so it is also undertaken in cases of agricultural land, etc. Okay, so yes, CC and OD are same. Mortgage is used in case of immovable properties. Yes, that is true. When we use the term mortgage, it is normally in the context of immovable properties. When I keep my house, when I mortgage my house to the bank with the bank for availing some loan, then I mortgage my house. I create an equitable mortgage. Okay, so registered mortgage is also a mortgage, but here a separate agreement has to be entered into and it has to be registered. You can understand that much. Okay, and what is another term used in the sense of creation of securities? Another term is hypothecation. Hypothecation. Now this term is usually used in the context of movable assets like stocks and book debts. Say the company has been sanctioned cash credit limit against the primary security of stocks. Then how would the security would be created? The bank would prepare a hypothecation agreement. Hypothecation agreement. And these stocks would be hypothecated to bank. So hypothecation mein, students, you have to understand that the bank does not become owner of the goods. The stocks remain in the factory of the company. These are being purchased and sold. The bank has only a charge, you can say. The bank has only a right, general right, and it is created by way of hypothecation agreement. Simple, there is an agreement with the appropriate stamp duty, and it is signed by the company, by the authorized signatories of the company. Okay. So for taking cash credit limits, overdraft limits, loans repayable on demand, hypothecation agreement is entered into. So hypothecation is also a form of creation of securities. Okay. And another term is pledge. Another term is pledge. Pledge, students, you understand in Hindi, गिरवी रखना. So when you pledge something with somebody, then that person has some right over it. Say when a company pledges some of its stock with bank, pledges its stocks with banks, then say the bank may be able to put some guard and keep track of when goods are taken out from the godown, and regular report would have to be submitted to the bank. So but in case of hypothecation, there is no such restriction. Okay. So that is the difference between hypothecation and pledge. Hypothecation or pledge is not same, although these are both forms of creation of security, but these are not same. But in general trade industry, generally mostly hypothecation is resorted to, because it is very easy, and it is easier for trade and industry also. Okay. Pledge is little bit cumbersome. Okay. So normally in trade and industry, hypothecation is usually resorted to. And what do we mean by, there is one more term, there is assignment. Assignment means assignment is very specific. When I transfer my right in something, I say I assign this. Like say I have got a life insurance policy. I want to keep this life insurance policy as a security for availing some loan with the bank. Then what bank shall do? It will assign the policy in its favor. I have to assign the policy in the favor of bank. So again, guys, these are all legal terms for creation of security. दोनों का ब्रॉड मीनिंग सबका सेम ही है, लेकिन वो डिफरेंट लीगल टर्म्स हैं. किसी में कम राइट है, किसी में ज्यादा है, किसी की नेचर डिफरेंट है. कोई इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के लिए यूज होती है तो कोई मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के लिए यूज होती है. ठीक है. तो ये एक लीगल टर्म्स है, आपको ये अंडरस्टैंड करना है. प्रणव, वशिष्ठा, प्लेज एंड हाइपोथिकेशन बोथ आर नॉट सेम. यस, Manikandan, LC can be discounted. Yes. Okay. And one another term is set off. Set off is a sort of when I permit, say if I have got a loan with bank and say my balance is 50,000. Okay. And in my another account, my credit balance is say 1 lakh. So set off is a type of is a type where type of creation of a security where the bank can adjust the money of loan amount from balance lying in from credit balance in another account. Okay. And another term is lien. Lien also, you know, lien is you have read it in probably in commercial laws, that lien is a general type of charge over something. Okay. Somebody having right over something. So students, I have quickly tried to explain to you all the terms of the regarding mode of creation of securities. Now, as far as advances are concerned, students, we come to very important term of important distinction of what do we mean by performing assets and non-performing assets. So एडवांसेस स्टूडेंट्स क्या है? एडवांसेस बैंक की बैलेंस शीट में क्या है? एडवांसेस a specific transferring a specific debt, transferring a specific book debt is also a example of assignment. प्रभात, या परफॉर्मिंग एसेट और नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट क्या है? You might have read these terms in newspapers. You might have heard these terms on TV news, on your mobile apps. Probably the students who keep track of current events. Okay. Have you heard this term, guys? Non-performing assets. In short, NPAs. Yes. How many of you heard NPAs? Now, when you will be conducting audit of bank students, practically a greater part of your energies would be directed towards this NPAs. So, what are NPAs, students? What are NPAs? Can anybody tell without going to your module, without writing the bookish language? Just from a common sense point of view, students, can you tell what is the meaning of non-performing assets? Prabhat, you are saying I have heard. Yes, you are getting close. Sharan, you are saying performing assets, ability to pay. Yes, Anand. Yes, you are also right, Anand. Yes, Prabhat, NPA bad loans. Yes. Now you are hitting the right target. So students, what is a performing asset and what is a non-performing asset? Performing asset is an asset which generates income for a bank. Okay. And what is a non-performing asset? Non-performing asset is an asset which ceases to generate income from bank. जो इनकम जनरेट करना बैंक के लिए बंद कर देती है, which ceases to generate income from bank. Say I have taken a car loan from bank, very easy example, and I have to pay interest monthly, and I have to pay the installments also monthly, and I fail to pay the installments or I fail to service the interest. So then that loan in the books of banks would, upon meeting upon certain conditions, would become a non-performing asset. It would become a non-performing asset. It means the asset which is not performing, which is not generating income from bank. Okay, which is not generating income from bank. So is that clear? एनपीए का आपको फंडा समझ आना चाहिए कि एनपीए का फंडा है कि वो बैंक के लिए इनकम जनरेट करना बंद कर देता है. वो एडवांस, वो लोन, किसी भी टाइप का लोन हो, वो बैंक के लिए इनकम जनरेट करना बंद कर देता है. तो जब बैंक के लिए इनकम जनरेट करना बंद कर देता है, व्हेन इट स्टॉप्स generating income for a bank, then it becomes a non-performing asset because it is not performing. It is not performing the function for which it was given. The bank had given the money for generating interest, but it is not generating. So as simple as that. So students, you understood the meaning of non-performing asset? NPAs. Now, students, say I have taken a car loan and I do not pay one installment or I do not pay the interest for a month. So would the loan become NPA? Or what are the conditions when a loan would become NPA? So these are very important conditions, and these guidelines have been prescribed by Reserve Bank of India. RBI. Okay, and these have to be followed by the banks. And what is the role of auditor? The auditor, when he audits the financial statements of banks, then he would be verifying all these things, whether bank has followed the guidelines issued by RBI for asset classification. Okay, so therefore this topic of NPAs becomes very, very crucial and important. So students, in relation to NPAs, guys, are you feeling too heavy or you are not getting bored? Please let me know. You are enjoying? You are not getting bored? Yes, NPAs. So in relation to NPAs, guys, there are three terms. So before we discuss, understand the meaning of these terms. One is asset classification. Another term is income recognition. And third term is provisioning. So there are RBI guidelines, prudential norms. Prudential means wise norms, which a wise person has to follow. Prudence, you means that you have understood the concept of prudence in accounting. Okay. So asset classification, there are prudential norms of RBI pertaining to asset classification, pertaining to income recognition and pertaining to provisioning. ओके अब एसेट क्लासिफिकेशन क्या है कि once an account is identified as an NPA, then how it is to be classified in the books of bank. Say NPA accounts have to be further classified into what? Into different categories. So we would be coming into different categories later on. One is substandard assets. That is called, in short abbreviation, SSA, doubtful assets and loss assets. Okay, so NPAs are further classified into substandard, doubtful and loss. So there are RBI prudential norms pertaining to asset classifications. There are guidelines, there are criteria when an asset would be classified as a substandard asset, when an asset would be classified as a doubtful asset, what is the meaning of substandard asset, what is the meaning of doubtful asset, what is the meaning of loss asset. So these have to be followed by banks in preparation of their balance sheets. Okay, fine enough. And another thing is income recognition. Now there are also RBI guidelines relating to income recognition that say when an account becomes NPA, then the bank does not recognize the interest. So otherwise, guys, every month bank is charging interest. But when an account becomes NPA, when a loan becomes NPA, then all the unrealized interest has to be reversed by the bank. So that till the account becomes regular, the bank is not going to book the interest on the non-performing assets as its income. Okay, so that is again in line with the keeping the concept of prudence कि जो account ही खराब है और आपको उसका interest recover नहीं हो रहा, so you have not to book it as your income. Okay, and third is provisioning. Provisioning, what is provisioning? Now what is provisioning? So provisioning in context of NPAs means, guys, that in respect of NPAs, the banks have to make certain provisions in their books as per RBI guidelines, as per RBI prudential norms, as per RBI guidelines. So there are different categories, there are different percentages for which provisions have to be made for different type of non-performing assets. If substandard asset is there, then provisioning is to be done at the different rate. If doubtful is there, then provisioning is to be done at different rates. Okay. So this is what we mean by the meaning of asset classification, income recognition and provisioning. So there are three terms. So guys, you understand, asset classification is a different term, provisioning is a different term, and income recognition is a different term. So these are done in accordance with the RBI prudential norms. Okay, clear guys, is that clear? Yes, guys, tell me. Is that clear? So now we will discuss what are the different types of asset classification norms for NPAs prescribed by RBI. So the assets which are good and regular, these in banking language are called as standard assets. Okay, these are standard assets. The assets which are not performing, these are called as not non-performing assets. Okay, and non-performing assets are further divided into three things. As I have told you, substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets. So clear, guys. So we'll take a break, short break of 10 minutes and come back soon. So break of 10 minutes. Hello. Yes. Yes, welcome back, guys. So, guys, one more term before I discuss the potential norms pertaining to asset classification. Please understand one more term relating to cash credit and overdraft accounts. This term is drawing power. This term is drawing power. In short, DP, drawing power. Now, what is drawing power? Students, suppose that a trader has been sanctioned a cash credit limit of 25 lakhs by the bank for meeting its working capital requirements against the primary security of stocks. Okay, and as part of terms and conditions of the sanction letter, the trader has to submit monthly stock statement to the bank. Okay, because the cash credit limit is against the security of stock, so the bank wants the purpose of submission of monthly stock statement. Yes, Anand, you are saying my voice is not audible. So I would request to check whether my voice is audible. There is no problem at my end. Am I audible to other persons? Yes, guys, tell me. Yes. So, guys, there is one more term, drawing power. So before we proceed to discuss asset classification norms relating to NPAs, so let us understand this term, drawing power. In short, DP. So this term is usually associated in the context of cash credit and overdraft accounts. So assume students that a trader is sanctioned a cash credit limit of 25 lakhs for meeting its working capital requirements against the security of stocks. And as part of terms and conditions of the sanction letter, so when the trader has been sanctioned the limit, the bank issues a proper sanction letter containing various terms and conditions which the borrower has to comply with. Okay. So as part of terms and conditions, the borrower, suppose assume he has to submit monthly stock statements to the bank. Okay, so the borrower submits stock statement, say for a month, for rupees 40 lakhs. Okay, and his creditor as at the end of the month are 10 lakhs. So what would be the paid stocks? Paid stocks would be 30 lakhs. So guys, you try to understand when I say that in my books as on date value of stocks is 40 lakhs and trade creditors, sundry creditors are 10 lakhs. Now what does it mean? It means that against the stocks of 40 lakhs, 10 lakhs credit I am availing from market, because this stock is I'm not made payment for these stocks. I am availing credit from market in the shape of sundry creditors against my purchases. So I have made payment for only 30 lakhs. These are my paid stocks. So normally cash credit accounts contain cash credit sanction letters overdraft sanction letters. These contain a stipulation that drawing power shall be calculated after keeping a margin of say 10% or 25%. Usually it is 25%. It can be 10% or whatever, but generally it is 25%. So what does it mean? It means that the trader is having stocks of 30 lakhs, paid stocks of 30 lakhs as on a date, and 25% बैंक asks as margin कि भैया ये तो आप लेके आइए, 25% तो आपका अपना कैपिटल चाहिए, और बैलेंस जो 75% है that would come as flow of funds from bank. So this we call as drawing power. The power up to which a borrower can withdraw in case of a cash credit account. Now say this borrower has been sanctioned limit of 25 lakhs, but after submission of this stock statement which shows calculation of drawing power at rupees 22.50 lakhs, the borrower would be able to draw maximum 22.50 lakhs. So this is the significance of drawing power. It can be that sanction limit and drawing power are both same. These can be both same. Say if the stock is value is 50 lakhs. Okay. If this is 50 lakhs and Sunday creditor is 10 lakhs, then paid stocks would be 40 lakhs and margin he would be keeping 25%. Okay, 10 lakhs. So drawing power would be 30 lakhs, which is more than the sanction limit. So in that case, he would be able to draw maximum 25 lakhs, which is the sanction limit. Is the point clear to you guys? Is the point clear to you? Drawing power, what do we mean by drawing power and what is its relevance in the context of cash credit and overdraft accounts? Is it clear to you? So a person, a company, a trader, he cannot withdraw from more than what has been sanctioned, even though drawing power is more. However, if the drawing power is less, he can draw, he can use the loan, he can use the cash credit facility only up to drawing power. Okay, is that clear to you? Yes, Alok, Dinesh, what about others? Is that clear to you guys? What do we mean by drawing power and what is its relevance? Yes, students. Have you left, guys? Okay. You are saying, Anand, you are also saying it is clear. So now we come to prudential norms relating to asset classification of NPAs. So we had learned that NPAs can be substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets. Now RBI guideline states that an account becomes NPA, an account becomes non-performing asset. An account, what type of account? Loan or advance? Because we are talking about loan or advances. So a loan or advance becomes non-performing if there are three type of categories in case of a term loan. In case of a term loan, if installment and or interest remains overdue for more than 90 days. So this is In NPAs there is this 90 days concept कि अगर आपने 3 महीने तक की इंस्टॉलमेंट नहीं दी, more than 90 days हो गए, तो the moment you cross 90 days, your term loan account would become NPA. The bank would classify it as NPA. Okay. So say if I have taken a car loan and I do not pay 3 monthly installments, or I do not pay 3 interest of 3 months. Okay. Or if interest and installment are overdue for more than 90 days, then after completion of 90 days, the bank would classify my account as non-performing asset. In case, so this is an example of, this is the condition in case of term loan. Okay. So here guys, the condition is installment or interest remains overdue for more than 90 days. So overdue means if the amount is not paid on the due date. Say if the amount is to be paid on 30th June, then it would become overdue on 1st July. Okay, because 30th June तक का तो टाइम है मेरे पास पेमेंट करने का. If I do not pay by 30th June, then it, as on 1st July, it is going to become overdue. Okay. So if this becomes overdue for more than 90 days, overdue होना चाहिए for more than 90 days. And in case of, we had considered 3 type of assets from the beginning, from the point of view of bank, from the point of view of balance sheet of bank, we had considered 3 types of assets. What were those? One was term loan, another was cash credit overdraft accounts, and third was bill purchased and discounted. So obviously the NPA norms would also, we would be considering in respect of these 3 type of advances. Okay. Now if part payment is done but full payment is not done, it is outstanding, then obviously it would be NPA. Okay, second is in case of bills purchased and discounted. Say if some bill has been purchased by the bank or discounted by the bank, and it is not, and it remains overdue for more than 90 days. Then it also becomes an NPA. It becomes a non-performing asset. And third is in case of cash credit overdraft account. Now that is why I have explained the concept of drawing power to you. Cash credit overdraft accounts. Now cash credit overdraft account becomes NPA when it becomes out of order. So what is out of order? This is also prescribed in RBI guidelines. What do we mean by out of order? Out of order, there are 3 conditions prescribed. If the outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of sanction limit drawing power for 90 days. Okay. Say the sanction limit of a trader is say 25 lakhs and the outstanding balance is continuously in excess of 25 lakhs. Continuously in excess for 25 lakhs for 90 days. Then the account becomes out of order. Say not even for single day it has come below this level. So every day it is more than 25 lakhs. Okay. Then the account becomes, we say the cash credit account has become out of order. It is not running in order. Okay. Or where outstanding balance remains within the sanction limit, but there are no credits continuously for 90 days. इसका क्या मतलब है स्टूडेंट्स? से एक पार्टी का सीसी अकाउंट है मिस्टर XYZ का, ओके, 25 lakhs उसका ये बैंक्स में डेबिट बैलेंस खड़ा है, से एज ऑन 31 दिसंबर 2021, और अगले 3 महीने में उसका कोई क्रेडिट ही नहीं है. इट मीन्स द अकाउंट इज नॉट बीइंग ऑपरेटेड. उसकी कोई पेमेंट नहीं आई कहीं से भी. देयर इज नो क्रेडिट. ओके, द बैलेंस रिमेन्स एज 25 lakhs. So then also cash credit account becomes NPA, or credits are there but these are not sufficient to cover interest. कि क्रेडिट्स तो आए, से 1 लाख के क्रेडिट्स आए इस 3 महीने के अंदर, लेकिन इंटरेस्ट मान लो 1.5 लाख रुपए लग गया इस क्वार्टर का, 3 महीने का. सो देन द इंटरेस्ट इज नॉट फुल्ली सर्विस्ड. सो इन दैट केस ऑल्सो द अकाउंट बिकम्स NPA. ओके, सो क्लियर गाइस? सो अगेन आई विल एक्सप्लेन once again the NPA condition for cash credit accounts. There are 3 conditions. Number 1, if the balance in the account, if the balance in cash credit account is continuously more than sanction limit or drawing power. Okay, because we know that drawing power can be lower than sanction limit. I have already told you. If it is continuously more than sanction limit or drawing power for 90 days. Okay. Or second is there are no credits. There are no credits in CC account for continuously for 90 days as on date of balance sheet. Continuously for 90 days as on date of balance sheet. And third, even if credits are there, these are not sufficient, but these are not sufficient to cover the interest portion. Then the account would be treated as NPA. Now, Abdul, you are asking if debits are there but credits are not. Yes, see, हम बात कर रहे हैं गाइस कि अगर से ऑन 31 दिसंबर उसने पूरा यूज किया हुआ था 25 लाख रुपए, उसके अकाउंट में 25 lakhs था, इट वाज फुल्ली यूटिलाइज्ड, ही वाज नॉट ऑथोराइज्ड टू ड्रॉ बियॉन्ड 25 lakhs. देन हाउ देयर कुड बी डेबिट्स इन हिज अकाउंट? 25 लाख से ऊपर तो बैंक उसका कुछ चेक पास ही नहीं करेगा, बिकॉज उसकी सैंक्शन लिमिट ही 25 लाख की है. ऑब्वियसली अगर दोबारा उसके अकाउंट में क्रेडिट आएंगे तभी तो उसका बैलेंस 25 लाख से रिड्यूस होगा. से उसकी 5 लाख की पेमेंट आ गई, इफ ही हैज गॉट पेमेंट ऑफ 5 lakhs, then his balance would come to 20 lakhs and then he would be again able to utilize 5 lakhs. Is that clear? Okay, so guys, there are 3 types of NPA. One is substandard asset. Substandard asset. So what is the meaning of substandard asset? So substandard assets as per RBI guidelines is an asset which is non-performing for a period of less than or equal to 12 months. लेस देन और इक्वल टू 12 months, 1 साल या 1 साल से कम. So whenever an account is first identified as an NPA, it goes into category of substandard assets, because firstly it has to be classified as a substandard asset. So substandard asset कौन सी asset है? Which is not standard. Standard accounts are good regular accounts in which payments are coming on time. Substandard is where the party has defaulted, okay, as per RBI norms. But although the party has defaulted, but there is still scope of recovery. It doesn't mean that the total amount has gone bad. So this is the first stage. So it is known as first stage. Okay. So the firstly, bank would classify it as a substandard asset. So a non-performing asset, an asset which remains non-performing for a period of less than or equal to 12 months is called as a substandard assets. This is how asset has to be classified in the books of accounts, in the financial statements of the bank. Okay. And besides this, a provision at the rate of 15% of outstanding balance has to be made. So इसमें क्या होगा स्टूडेंट्स? देखिए, when an account is identified as a substandard asset, the bank would have to classify, have to make a provision of 15%. So it would be an additional loss in the balance sheet of the bank, because when a bank makes provision, then profits of the bank would be reduced. Okay. So 15% of the outstanding balance. Yeah, example I have already explained to you. If I do not, Prabhas Sharma, if I do not pay installments of my car loan for 3 months, then it would become an NPA. Firstly, bank would classify it as a substandard asset. Okay, for first period of 12 months, the bank would classify it as a substandard asset in its books, and it would have to make a provision of 15% on the outstanding balance. What is the logic behind this, making this provision? The logic behind making this provision is that there is a possibility now that the party has defaulted. There is a possibility that that money lent by bank may take a hit. So acting very prudently, RBI has prescribed that a provision of 15% of the outstanding balance be made in such cases in substandard assets. So clear, guys? Now we come to second category. Second category is doubtful asset. So what is a doubtful asset? So firstly, it would be classified as a substandard asset. We take the example of car loan. In first year, it would be classified as a substandard asset. Now, after it has remained in SSA category for a period of 12 months, so after this period, this account would be shifted to doubtful asset category. अगर 1 साल में भी कोई प्रोग्रेस नहीं है, पेमेंट नहीं आई, it means that there are serious chances of credit impairment. It means that there is a possibility of bank losing its money. Okay, so these kind of these kind of assets are known as doubtful assets. So for a NPA to become doubtful, first it is necessary that it should remain in substandard asset category, in SSA category for a period of 12 months at least. It should be there in SSA category for a period of 12 months. Only then it would become doubtful asset. Is that clear? So doubtful assets are further classified into three types: D1, D2 and D3. D1 is which remains in doubtful up to 1 year, and D2 is doubtful between 1 year to 3 years, and D3 is more than 3 years. Okay, and in case of SSA category, we had learned that provision at the rate of 15% of outstanding balance is to be made. Here provisioning requirement is more. If an asset is classified as doubtful, then here provisioning requirement is more. What is that? For D1, it is 25% of secured portion. Say, if there is security, then 25 if the outstanding balance is fully secured, then 25% of secured portion. If there is some unsecured balance also, then 100% of unsecured. Okay, and in D2 it is 40% of secured portion plus same 100% of unsecured, and in D3 it is 100% of secured and plus 100% of unsecured. So if an asset is in doubtful category for more than 3 years, then whole provision of the outstanding 100% of the outstanding provision has to be made. Okay, so is that clear? So what is the distinction between substandard asset and doubtful assets, and what is the difference between two? So substandard asset is an asset which becomes, it is a non-performing asset which remains non-performing for a period of less than 12 months or equal to 12 months. And a provision of 15%, 15% of outstanding balance is to be made. Yes, Jyoti, all these percentage need to remember. These are to be remembered. Okay. And in case of doubtful assets, doubtful asset is an asset which remains a substandard asset, SSA, for 12 months, and these are further classified into D1, D2 and D3. Okay, and in D1 category, where doubtful assets remains doubtful up to 1 year, D2 category 1 to 3 years, and D3 category more than 3 years. Okay, and in D1 category, provisioning of 25% of secured portion plus 100% of unsecured. In D2, 40% of secured portion plus 100% of unsecured. In D3, 100% of secured and plus 100% of unsecured. Yani full provision. Okay. Clear, guys? So now we come to another third category of NPA, loss asset. So loss asset is one, say, when it may be such an asset where, say, the inspection, RBI inspection of the bank has been conducted and it has been found that security is missing in case of a borrower account. Okay, then if the security against which the money was lent, that is missing. Okay, So it means that that asset is straight away a loss asset. It is a straight away loss asset. It is straight away a loss asset and the bank makes full provision of 100%. But now again you are understanding it the wrong way. We are not to make provisioning of unsecured loans. First you have to understand. We are talking about the outstanding balance in the loan account. Say if in a loan account, it might so happen that security value is lower than outstanding balance. Say if the outstanding balance is 50 lakhs and the security is taken in the account for just 20 lakhs. Security available in the account is just 20 lakhs for any reason you can assume. So the bank wants its 50 lakhs back. So what is the secured portion here out of 50 lakhs? Secured portion is 20 lakhs. So balance is unsecured portion is 30 lakhs. So जो अनसिक्योर्ड पोर्शन है उसका तो 100% ही करना है फर्स्ट ईयर में ही, और सिक्योर्ड पोर्शन का जो सिक्योर्ड पोर्शन 20 लाख से उसका फर्स्ट ईयर में होगा 25% प्रोविजन, यानी कि 1/4 5 लाख. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ईयर में प्रोविजन होगा 5 लाख प्लस 30 लाख, 35 लाख अगेंस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग बैलेंस ऑफ 50 लाख. ओके, और यही अगर D2 कैटेगरी में शिफ्ट हो जाएगा तो ये प्रोविजन बढ़ जाएगा. ये तो 30 लाख ही रहेगा, ये तो एक बार हो चुका है. ओके, ये 40% हो जाएगा और थर्ड ईयर में 100% हो जाएगा. तो इज दैट क्लियर गाइस? And one more important thing guys, that classification of NPAs, as you have by now understood, classification of NPA is made on record of recovery, actual record of recovery, not on the basis of security alone. Security तो provision के लिए कंसिडर की जाएगी, कितना सिक्योर्ड है कितना अनसिक्योर्ड है. क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एनपीए इज डिपेंडेंट अपॉन एक्चुअल रिकॉर्ड ऑफ रिकवरी, लाइक वी हैड सीन इन केस ऑफ ए टर्म लोन. इफ इंस्टॉलमेंट्स आर नॉट कमिंग फॉर मोर देन 90 days, then the account to term loan would become NPA. So what we are seeing record of recovery. We are not seeing कि उस टर्म लोन के अगेंस्ट मेरे पास 5 लाख के टर्म लोन के अगेंस्ट मेरे पास 25 लाख की सिक्योरिटी पड़ गया है. दैट इज ए डिफरेंट इशू, दैट वेदर बैंक विल बी एबल टू रियलाइज द मनी आफ्टर सेलिंग द सिक्योरिटी, दैट इज ए डिफरेंट मैटर. हियर वी आर सीइंग फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन पर्पज. ओके, so for classification purpose, for classifying that asset, actual record of recovery has to be seen, like we had considered in case of bill purchased and discounted. अगर बिल डिस्काउंट जो किया है बैंक ने वो 90 days से ऊपर ओवरड्यू रहता है, then the account becomes NPA. Then what is the criteria? Criteria is coming of the money back to the bank, not what कि उसके साथ बिल परचेज की बैंक ने फैसिलिटी दी हुई है लेकिन 5 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी भी वैल्यू की प्रॉपर्टी मोर्टगेज है. इट इज इन मटेरियल, वो पेपर्स पड़े हुए हैं बैंक के पास. वो एक डिफरेंट इशू है। हम यहाँ क्लासिफिकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं। सो क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एनपीए is made on the basis of actual record of recovery. On the basis of actual record of recovery. Okay, and not on some other things like value of security or value of security is considered for provisioning, but not for classification of NPA. Whether that account would become NPA or not, this is not dependent upon security. This is dependent upon actual record of recovery. Clear, guys? And one more important thing, one more very important thing is that asset classification is done borrower wise and not facility wise. इसका क्या मतलब है students? And not facility wise. Say I will try to explain you with the help of an example. Say I have taken a loan, car loan from bank of rupees 10 lakhs. I have also taken a housing loan from bank, say of 50 lakhs. I am regularly paying my housing loan, but I default on paying my car loan. Default, this is regular. Okay. So, say I do not pay installment of car loan for more than 3 months, for more than 90 days. But my installments here are regular. So, both the loans are, say, in my name. In the books of banks, these are in the name of, say, Ashish Bahal. Okay. Then what would happen? The bank would classify both loans as non-performing because asset classification is done borrower wise, not facility wise. Although my one account is running regular, but if the other account condition is that both should be in the name of the same person. Okay. So the asset classification is done borrower wise, not facility wise. Clear, guys? Is that point clear? Because this condition is there because it is not logical that I have funds to pay one loan, okay, but this account would be treated as standard, and the same legal person, I am the same legal person, and my another facility would be treated as NPA. Okay, it would be a bit contradictory and illogical. So clear, guys? And another important thing is, say guys, it might so happen this is also very important. It might so happen that an account is, say, some cash credit account is not operating well during major part of the year, but near the balance sheet date it is regularized. सब कुछ ठीक हो जाता है balance sheet date के पास in the month of March. the the balance is reduced. Earlier, the balance was say continuously over for say 70-80 days, but in the month of March, to avoid becoming NPA, the balance is reduced and the accounts come within the sanction limit. So the auditor has to see that accounts which are regularized near the balance sheet date, he has to see these accounts with a little bit pinch of salt. He has to critically examine कि कभी ऐसा तो नहीं कि ये अकाउंट कैश क्रेडिट अकाउंट में जो क्रेडिट आ गया है वो इसके नाम से कोई बैंक मैनेजर ने कोई और फैसिलिटी क्रिएट कर दी हो, किसी और अकाउंट बना के उसमें लोन दे दिया हो और यहां पे एडजस्टमेंट हो गई हो. सो दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स द ऑडिटर शुड सी. ओके, कि जो उसका क्रेडिट है, जो उसकी लाइबिलिटी रिड्यूस हुई है, जो कि पहले इरेगुलर चल रही थी, it is a genuine credit. The party has brought the money, the borrower has brought the money. It is not some kind of adjustment. Okay, that there is not some adjustment made by the bank management. Okay, to just avoid the account being classified as NPA, so that they need not make any provisions in the bank, because obviously when bank classifies an account as a non-performing asset, it would have to reverse unrealized income, it would have to make a provision in books of accounts. तो उसकी बैलेंस शीट तो बैंक की खराब होती है ना. ओके, प्रॉफिट्स टेक ए हिट. Okay guys, so this is the all logic behind it. Clear guys? Now we come to another thing. Now what happens guys, NPA position in case of government guaranteed accounts? Now Alok, you are asking how auditor will check it. I think you are asking about the credit, which you are asking about when there are credits near the balance sheet date. Obviously, Alok, he would ask, he would see the system, he would see the entry, he would see the voucher. Okay, from whether the party has brought the money from his some account, from his another account, whether some check has been deposited, he would see clearing voucher, or whether some RTGS has been made. Okay, it is very easy to verify these things. Yes, Uday, you are asking what will be the consequences for customer. Yes, if loan becomes NPA. तो अगर बैंक से पैसा लिया हुआ है, बैंक का पैसा नहीं दोगे तो ऑब्वियसली बैंक तो जो लीगल राइट्स हैं बैंक के पास वो बैंक सारे एक्सरसाइज करेगा. सो अगर आपका अकाउंट एनपीए होता है, सो बैंक वुड फर्स्ट आस्क यू टू रेगुलराइज अकाउंट, दे वुड गिव यू नोटिसेस कि आपका अकाउंट एनपीए हो गया है, किस्त जमा कराइए, 2-4 जो भी प्रोसीजर के हिसाब से है आपको नोटिस आएंगे. इफ यू डू नॉट पे अप, देन फिर जो सिक्योरिटी आपकी पड़ी है, द सिक्योरिटी विच इज देयर विद द बैंक, say the immovable property, the collateral security. So there is an act, SARFAESI Act, under which the bank has power to sell your property. So bank would publish a auction notice in newspapers. Okay, so it would take necessary action under SARFAESI Act. and it would sell the properties and try to recover the dues. So there is a all procedure and system laid down for that. It is not a if that the account has become NPA and immediately next day the bank is going to sell off your security. There are legal methods, legal ways, legal procedures. It takes time. So whatever the procedure is there, it might take 1, 2, 3 years. Okay. So if the customer doesn't pay up, and so say if the unit is running and it becomes substandard NPA, the bank sometime tries to handhold also. क्या उसको देखा है उसने यूनिट चल रहा है कोई genuine difficulty है. So but when the account becomes doubtful, okay, and the party shows no interest in repaying the money, then obviously the banks are going to take action under SARFAESI. Sharan Krishnan, SARFAESI Act is the complete name is written at page 12.5 of your module in the table, securitization and reconstruction of financial assets and enforcement of security interest act 2002. So it is the abbreviation of this. It is not SARFAESI, it is SARFAESI, SARFERSAI. Okay. सो गाइज मैं थोड़ा आपसे मैंने इस चैप्टर में स्टार्टिंग में ही कहा था आप जितना ज्यादा सोचोगे उतना ज्यादा कंफ्यूज होगे. इसलिए मेरी आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो रेलिवेंट मैटर है वही डिस्कस करें, बिकॉज इस पूरे चैप्टर को जस्टिस करना इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पे पॉसिबल नहीं है. ओके. सो गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड अकाउंट्स. So what are government guaranteed accounts? See, if I say I can make justice in 2 lectures to this chapter, then it would be dishonest on my part. Okay. So government guaranteed accounts, you have to see the things in the total perspective. That board of studies, this chapter is in your syllabus. It is a thoroughly practical chapter, and at the intermediate level you are given a chance to understand the basics of all these things, of all these terms. Okay. So government guaranteed accounts. Now there can be a possibility that some account is guaranteed by government. Okay, it might be guaranteed by, say, state government or central government. Like loan given to some public sector undertaking operating in a state, like state electricity board. Okay, so they would also be needing funds, na? So this account might be guaranteed by state government. So state government has given a guarantee in writing. Okay, but the account turns NPA. There is default of more than 90 days. Say the state electricity board has taken a term loan and the installments are not being paid for more than 90 days. Okay. Then for state government guaranteed accounts, there is no relaxation. If a loan account is guaranteed by a state government, okay, then NPA norms, provisioning norms, asset classification norms would apply and income would have to be reversed. However, in case of central government guaranteed accounts, the income would have to be reversed. These would be treated as NPA for income recognition, but for purpose of asset classification, these would be treated as standard account. If the guarantee is not revoked, if the guarantee is still valid, these would be treated as standard accounts. Only in case of accounts which are guaranteed by central government, which are guaranteed by union government, which are guaranteed by government of India. Okay, in case of those accounts, income for income recognition purpose, NPA norms would apply, but for asset classification purpose, these accounts would be considered as standard assets. These accounts would be classified as standard assets. Okay, guys. Is that clear to you, students? Yes, guys, is that clear to you? So, students, I think it is enough for today. So, I am not going to burden you very much. So, take your own time of today and tomorrow to absorb the things what we have done, and I have tried to explain the things to you in a very simple and general way. Okay, without referring to your module. Although we are discussing all the topics which are there in your module, but I have thought it today that if I directly refer to module, then you may not be able to grasp the things. Okay, so I hope that my purpose is served, and you are able to understand, and the purpose for which I have tried to explain the things to you in a general way, I think that purpose is served. So guys, do drop your mails and give your feedback. Do drop your mails and give your feedback. That's over for tonight. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night, guys. Good night, guys. Okay.